With this force today, MTA offers 8 individual channels to cater for various audiences in over 200 countries via 12 satellites. It is now also offered on terrestrial TV in many countries of Africa, including Ghana, the Gambia, and Suriname, to name a few. The core ethics of Ahmadiyya Muslim community of assisting humanity peacefully infiltrates into MTA as well. MTA has built studios for other broadcasters in Gambia, offered technical assistance and training to a major national terrestrial channel in Ghana, built a complete playout system and solution for another outlet in Africa. These are just a few examples of the many philanthropist activities it engages in, year out. As mentioned earlier, it has established over 15 studios around the world, which contribute towards its dynamic programming, which caters for 26 languages of the world. It is also capable of transmitting 12 languages simultaneously with subtitles also being offered in over 12 languages, catering for all cultures and communities. So with over 1,000 active volunteers, 120 employees, multiple studios in 5 continents of the world, programming roster boasting 26 different languages, 8 independent channels broadcasting via 12 satellites, it is fair to say that since its humble beginnings, MTA has evolved leaps and bounds into a significant, powerful, responsible, international broadcaster. By the grace of God. Thank you very much once again for attending this film festival. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful experience. You'll have an opportunity at picking the brains of some of the most highly talented, skilled filmmakers in MTA International over the coming 2 days.
On any given winter night in Toronto, more than 5,000 homeless people are at risk of death due to harsh weather conditions.
Yeah, I mean, this is a level of human service that we're compelling, and we're very vibrant and giving. I mean, yes, it is basketball. Yes, we have a history of sports. Yes, we have a history in our faith. But right now, the only thing that matters is hard work and unity. Because regardless if we're Muslim or Christian or whatever background, we are still brothers. And there's no need for us to hold on to something. These are jewels that we're giving to the next generation.
Foto Madito. Madiwe ma. Madiwe. Yin kawafi nzedu kogodon. Mede gonfrin. You know ka.
So, you said you've been Muslim 2 years, right? And Ahmadi 7 months. Can you explain how you found Islam and how you got to Ahmadiyya?
Oh, okay. 2 years ago, I converted to Islam. I was Christian before, and I not find the answer. No way, no satisfaction, and I begin to find out information about Islam. I read. I looking for internet, and I arrived to a mosque in Cordoba. There received me Muslim and explain about the Islam, and I like it. I
think when Asif Bhai had interviewed me towards the end of that trip, and I think it's in the documentary, I was reflecting back then that I think that was still the goal and mission was to come away with that if you have a desire to serve, the world is ready and the world is in need. And if you have any niche, if you're good at anything, run with that passion and serve with that passion. And I said it in there we were just blessed with that opportunity. We all enjoy sports. We all obviously love to serve. And through the community and through the blessings of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we were able to put it all together with the missionaries.
Key message to take away from both documentaries, and I think it sounds a bit of a cliche, but it's just the blessings of Ahmadiyya, how it brings people together.
I think the first thing that comes to my mind addressing this question is the Promised Messiah's revelation, I shall cause that message to reach the corners of the earth. We just saw 4 documentaries that were amazingly done. They were shot in different parts of the world, and we're just seeing this message being broadcasted on all corners, and I think from here it's just going to accelerate even more. It's going to build on itself, and these sort of documentaries, they help the community understand what's happening in different parts of the world, but also it broadcasts to other cultures and other communities that this community is growing and this is the true message of Islam, and I think these sort of projects are amazing, and they should continue to accelerate, and I think it's just like I said, it's just going to accelerate and grow from here.
I think also I would go along the lines of Noman Sahib. I think it's a huge blessing to be able and to live at this moments or era where you can physically be far away, but you can be part of other Jamaats and see how God is blessing himself and supporting them, be it now Belize or other South American countries or remote Jamaat in different parts of the world. So I think in this we should take advantage of MTA and use it as an instrument to show also and share the blessings of God with this divine community, and especially the blessings of Khilafat. And I think it's a great prophecy also through MTA being fulfilled, where it says when people are gonna become closer or brought together. So who could have imagined now people, alhamdulillah, by this work of our crews, be in Belize or Argentina, being in Asia, Africa or Europe, being physically far away, but they're gonna be part of our Jamaat, they're gonna pray for us, and I think that's one of the blessings, and I think where we have a lot of work also to continue to do this.
So ultimately what you need to do is, nowadays, thanks to the developments with technology, so the phone I'm on right now has a better quality, potentially better quality camera than the camera I used to film Belize with, right? So nowadays you can even film anything with a phone, as long as you have a story. So look for the stories to tell, and especially obviously there's nothing stopping the locals from just capturing these stories, just recording an interview, because story is key. Your content could be, your shots can be shaky, poorly lit, even the audio could suffer, but ultimately it's the story that makes or breaks any film.
Basketball camps might be difficult, but we could do football camps. So there's an invitation for everyone to come over for a second part.
I'm a huge fan of Maradona, by the way. So I'd love to at least come and do some, Gobber Zodiac or something.
Definitely, more than welcome. And obviously always with a barbecue and coffee.
Yes. When I saw the barbecue show in the documentary, and because I'm my wife will tell you this, I'm an avid meat eater. So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I wish I got to go on that trip. So it looked lovely.
I think Asif Saab gave a wonderful answer, and I'll just resonate what he said. It's all about storytelling at the end of the day, right? Documentary filmmaking, the filmmaking is just one aspect of what goes on in a documentary, and there's a lot of different aspects that are just as equally important, and if one aspect is weak, then the whole project becomes weak, right? So in my opinion, you need to have a very good team that you can rely upon each other. And the same thing goes, it doesn't have anything to do with gender. You mentioned, how can women take part of this? I think the rules are sort of, they apply to everyone the same way, and if you have a good team to rely upon each other, you'll have a very successful project, in my opinion.
So I think, especially for Muslim filmmakers who are watching this, I think the angle we need to start portraying on TV is not to be so defensive. I think over the years we've always so busy defending ourselves. We're also busy answering this allegation and this allegation, and while we're doing that, we kind of forget to promote the positives. We get so caught up in always on the back foot that we forget to say that actually Islam promotes this. If we adapted this concept, or if you adopted this concept of Islam, I think society here would be so much better than it is now.
At one point, I think Imam Saab had mentioned one of the blessings of these documentaries is people sitting in other parts of the world get an opportunity to pray for you. One of the I just saw a powerful documentary the other day from Al Jazeera. They did one on the tunnels of the man-made tunnels that were being built by Palestinians going into Egypt, and how this is their only source of food and water, where they have to dig through these with their hands, and them capturing those moments is powerful, and it makes your heart and your soul start praying for those individuals that you would never encounter. And I think that could be for future filmmakers is focus on it. Huzur Anwar's been saying this, innocent lives matter. And it's like, just take that perspective and find a story which is not being portrayed by the CNNs and the Washington Post and New York Times. They're all about likes and clicks and, clickbait these days. But our focus, I think, should be on touching the hearts and souls.
One thing, for any filmmaker, and just like a point to clarify too, is that like in every step of doing this, we wrote Huzur and asked for his prayers, his guidance, his permission. You know what I mean? Like he's been involved with, every single step of this process from the beginning to the end. And so, if there is a young filmmaker out there, you should definitely write Huzur, tell him what you're thinking about doing, and request prayers and stuff please don't let it go without being said that is what we've been doing all along, and meeting with Huzur as well, and telling him what we're planning on doing and getting his guidance.
Sisters out there, you don't have to say, okay, I don't have a camera at the moment, or I'm scared to go out there. You can do a lot of things just by writing a decent script. You can do it with voiceover. You can go online and get stock footage and put something together. So this is the only key example I can give you.
And then for I would love that our ladies would make some not just documentary, social media too. I think that's another thing that our ladies would be excellent at, and is very related to like filmmaking as well. When we look at I was just astounded looking. I mean, I know in America everybody's super educated within our Jamaat, but when you look at Canada and particularly the women are I don't want to say something false, but they're close to being more educated than men in general. We talk about master's degrees and getting doctorates and stuff. So this is naturally going to go. There's going to be an alignment for sure, and I think that they should definitely do it. And one of my first teachers, he said, if you had a good idea, he's like, go do it before Satan takes it away.
And this is also what Huzur has been encouraging us to do. Sorry, just one last thing. I just want to quite sad about this. Huzur also several times has instructed, especially MTA volunteers and workers, that we should go out there. And the word he used, I think, is one of the Indonesian mulagats. He said that we should try and produce diljasp content for TV, for MTA. From what I understand from the word diljasp, is like quite, interesting, attractive content for MTA. So it doesn't always have to be boring content. Any content would, try to somehow include the audience and somehow entertain them some way as well, because sometimes that's the best way to learn. Lecturing doesn't always work. A video or a picture speaks 1,000 words. And this is the guidance of beloved Huzur. May Allah strengthen his hand. And recently in one of the Al-Hakam articles, he gave the guidance as well that our job is only to present the case to the viewers, right? And we have to believe in our teachings. We have to have the confidence that our teaching itself is enough just to present it to the viewers. And if there are people out there looking for the truth, the people who want to listen, they'll definitely listen. So again, I can't encourage people enough just to pick up a camera or do anything, just tell a story, inshallah.
To wrap up, obviously I'm not a professional as the rest of the crew here, I'm not an expert in this field, but I think which is important to remember that it's now our responsibility always to explore new ways. Worldly people use the same platforms, the worldly blessings, the means, but for short-time purpose. And Islam does not prohibit you of using them, because God says in the Holy Quran, He has not creating, or everything He has created has a purpose, but it's our duty, our responsibility to use it in a purpose, in a manner to serve God. So, and if you think about it, the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used to explore all the ways, new ways, and according to his society. For example, his moment, he wrote letters to different kings to convey the message of Islam. He used to go to different, when the people for Hajj would come together, he would use these opportunities, these gatherings, social gatherings, to preach to them. So he would use the same means which were established. Then we have the example of Promised Messiah ﷺ. It was the era of writing books, of publishing articles, and he used it in the best possible manner. his books, he used to take the best quality to publish his books, his writings, and would emphasize on this. Now it's the era of social media, of videos, of everything has become virtual. So now it's our responsibility, and especially I think I would urge and promote and encourage our Ahmadi brothers and sisters to explore in this regards new ways to convey the essence of Islam, the message of God, of unity, the beauty of Islam, as Asasab and all the other brothers said, but in new ways always, according to the norms, according to the new ways of societies or civilizations. But I think there's a need always for us to tell these stories. We have so much content which people need outside to listen, to hear, that how God blesses us, how he accepts our prayers on everyday life. And I think in this we have a huge responsibility to get this message out to people, so they can get inspired and they can find their way to God.